This one's going to throw you for a loop. Did you guys hear about this? GameStop buys Bitcoin worth over $500 million in crypto push. This comes to us from, I believe it's called Reuters, which I always call Reuters. And they said GameStop has purchased Bitcoin worth about $513 million. Company said on Wednesday, as the ailing video game retailer looks to capitalize on the growing adoption of cryptocurrencies globally. GameStop said in a filing it acquired 4,710 Bitcoins, although it did not disclose the period of the purchases. The world's largest cryptocurrency was in trading down 0.7% at $108,000. Wow. I haven't checked Bitcoin for a while. Last time I looked, it was like 32,000. So when I see 108, I'm like, whoa, that's damn. The purchases are GameStop's first Bitcoin purchase since unveiling its plans in March to invest in the digital asset, adopting a strategy pioneered by Michael Saylor's strategy, an enterprise software company and the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin. Now, people will hear this and they'll probably be like, why would GameStop buy Bitcoin? And I can tell you guys from my own experience, I mean, again, I am in the GameStop documentary for investing in them early before the stock blew up. And while I could not have foreseen it going to what it did, it definitely shocked me. I did a lot of research in the GameStop stock back during those days. So knowing what I know right now and how much money GameStop was sitting on and how the game industry itself is going more and more digital, they have a lot of short sellers out there, which are basically investors that bet against your stock for it to go bankrupt. So the worse your company does, the more money they make off of you. It's like betting against you the whole time for a short seller. And it is my firm belief, just off of observation of what's been transpiring, that the squeeze may not have ever actually happened. And the short sellers are still screwed. And they're trying to wait it out. And they feel like they can wait long enough, even though there were rumors that many of them bought out of their positions. They lost their shirts, they lost their boats, they lost their houses. It is my firm belief that there are some major companies out there that are still in deep with it. And they're trying their best to get GameStop to go out of business so that they can finally collect and not owe that money that they owe. So that being the case, GameStop, I feel like Ryan Cohen, the CEO, looks at it the same way that I do. If that's the case, buying Bitcoin with the pile of money that you're sitting on and doing nothing with is a gigantic FU to the people begging for GameStop to go bankrupt. Because now that they did this, it's going to be a lot harder for them to go bankrupt because their assets are foundationally levied against a currency that historically has held value and gone up. Has it been all over the map? Yeah, it's cryptocurrency, of course. But historically, it's always historically gone up over time. Nightmare says, I'm still holding somehow. The real diamond hands is Nightmare, clearly. I'm still holding as well, but not what I used to have. I have a very small portion from back in the day. And I like to follow it because it's fun. It's like a fun investment that I have. It's not anything serious, but it's just kind of like to watch it. So we have a follow-up here from Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop. And this was shared by GameStop themselves on Twitter this morning. So it's 5 minutes. Let's hear what he has to say.
What's up,
Nobody says Smash, I still haven't seen your doc. You're in, and it's in my Hulu queue. Yes, it's called GameStop Rise of the Players. If anyone has Hulu alongside Nobody, check it out. I'm in it a lot, by the way. Like, my name is the second one credited in the movie. I was in it way more than I thought I was going to be in it, but I'll take it. It was awesome.
Everybody, it's David Bailey from BTC Inc., and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan
You
Cohen
guys
from
hear it okay?
GameStop. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? How are ya?
Doing well, man. I'm enjoying these Bitcoin prices. How about you?
It's all good.
Well, let's get started. We're talking innovative corporate strategies. We're talking pioneering new paths. You turned GameStop around from a dying business to a thriving business. How'd you do it?
When I took over, the company was a piece of crap. And
Sorry about the volume. It's a little low. It's on X and it's as max as it can go. Sorry. But yeah, Ryan Cohen, for those of you who don't know, he is a billionaire with a B. This guy is worth more money than a lot of people put together, we'll just say. And he's been fairly based from day one. There's been a couple of things that he's done, specifically the Bed Bath and Beyond situation, that I kind of lost a lot of respect for him with. But with GameStop, he's been on point with it.
and losing a lot of money. The company was under a lot of pressure, moving from physical games to digital downloads. So you had to cut costs. You had to cut costs very aggressively and bring in fiscal discipline. And we did. And retail is a tough business, but it was a big focus on getting costs under control. You've got a lot of macro headwinds going against the company. You have a move from physical games to digital downloads, and we needed to get the costs under control, and also shift the business from being so reliant on video games to collectibles, which we've done. And so now there's a big focus on.
So this is him right there. Again, I'm sorry about the volume being low, guys. He's admitting right here that they see the digital transformation and they are transforming the stores themselves to migrate away from physical games into collectibles, into getting more physical items that people want to buy. If games go completely digital at some point in the future, maybe it will work as like a boutique specialty shop for gaming, like physical stuff, and maybe like limited run games type stuff where they do still make some sort of physical. But I don't know how far that would go, and it definitely wouldn't make the money that it made back when they did the gaming stuff.
On trading cards. We're doing grading in a bunch of stores, and we're selling a lot of trading cards, both in sports and TCG. But the company today is profitable in the US, and we've gotten our costs under control. You had a lot of
Which that is actually surprising to me. They're saying that the company is profitable in the US. That's surprising. That's surprising to me because anytime I go to GameStop, which is exceedingly rare these days, I typically buy even my physical games online and have them delivered to the house. But when I do go to GameStop, which it happens, it's been probably 3 months since the last time I went. There's typically like maybe one other person in the store, and they maybe buy one thing, and it might be like a game or a collectible. And they have typically two people working, one at the register and one like stocking the shelves or doing other stuff or cataloging stuff or whatever. Paying two salaries off of that, I mean, I don't know how the math works out on top of paying rent at the store and any other additional costs that they incur. I don't know how it's profitable, but okay.
you get a lot of
Hath not seen, says plot twist. Cohen is the man behind the Pokemon scalping craze and is single-handedly turning a profit using Pokemon cards. Maybe. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, even if they're not paid very much, like even minimum wage, I just making more money than it costs for the employee to be there for 8 to 10 hours a day is wild.
Executives and directors that were very short-sighted, and effectively they were making decisions that were what they call in corporate America.
Netflix Foreign says Smash. They also ship out online orders at the GameStop stores too. True. That's typically when I said they have 2 people there. That's typically what the second person is doing, is shipping out online orders. That's true.
In good corporate governance, which is effectively screwing shareholders. So we got rid of all of that nonsense, and we focused on running the business profitably.
Well, you also made some news about a month ago or so that you raised some money that you might use to buy Bitcoin. I guess the $1 million question that everyone wants to know is, has GameStop bought Bitcoin?
We have bought Bitcoin.
Ooh, okay, how much?
We currently own 4,710 Bitcoins.
Let's go. So tell us about that. Why?
So this is such a fake interview because he already knows the questions and the answers right now. And it's such a fake reaction, but whatever.
Why did GameStop decide to buy Bitcoin?
It was, if the thesis is correct, then Bitcoin and gold as well can be a hedge against global currency devaluation and systemic risk. Bitcoin has certain unique advantages compared to gold. The portability aspect of it, it's instantly transferable across the globe, whereas gold is bulky and very expensive to ship.
Mhm.
The authenticity, it's instantly verified via the blockchain. The storage, you can easily secure Bitcoin in a wallet, whereas gold requires insurance and it's very expensive. There's the scarcity element of it as well. There's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, whereas with gold, certain technological advances, the supply of gold is still uncertain. And then ultimately, there's the asymmetric upside. Gold is a more mature market. It's sort of roughly around 20 trillion of market capitalization, whereas Bitcoin today is about 2 trillion. And if the thesis is correct, then ultimately Bitcoin becomes digital gold, adopted, then there's more upside. But we'll see what happens. Nobody has a crystal ball, but that's the current thesis.
Well, congratulations. And I feel like GameStop is the.
I don't necessarily believe that, but at the same time, the direction that Bitcoin has been going has proven me wrong the entire time. Do I feel like Bitcoin will keep going up? Yes, I do. But at the rate it's going up is blowing my mind. I don't know how sustainable that is, grand scheme. Whereas gold has history behind it and is tangible. But the argument he makes there is a powerful one. But it is very interesting. Why would you cash out Bitcoin? Why would you cash out Bitcoin? Well, the problem with Bitcoin is it's just like any other currency. It's only as valuable as what people believe in. And as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency. Like everyone knows Bitcoin. But when you actually get into the crypto markets, you realize that there are infinite cryptos. So it's like you just people that do the penny stock Bitcoin cryptos or whatever, the penny stock cryptos, look at those and it's like, hey, any one of these could turn into the next Doge or the next Bitcoin or the next whatever, where it's just like, oh, it's actually worth something. And there's a much bigger upside and not, I mean, the downside is like it's barely worth anything anyway. So the upside is exponential, whereas Bitcoin, the upside is kind of more mature at this point, I'd say. But it's like with any investment, nobody knows. But yeah, it's very curious though that GameStop purchased $500 million in Bitcoin. I'm not heavily invested in GameStop currently. I do have some, like I said, but I do feel like this is a great move because not for the reasons why, oh, it might sustain them long term, XYZ for the other thing for the games or anything, but it's more in the investment world. This is more of a FU to the short sellers, where it's like GameStop's not going anywhere for a long time now. This is basically them telling them that, which I think that alone might make the stock go up because it will make the short sellers actually get out, and that actually might start the squeeze, to the mother of all short squeezes, or was it the Moss mother, the Moas? There we go. It's been a while. The Moas. My GME verbiage is rusty. I've been out of the game for a couple of years now.